welcome to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I am Martel Roland, and if you tuned in last episode, hopefully, y'all were very entertained by that episode. And Comi should be joining in with us very soon. He was our special co-host, guest co-host on the last episode. So hopefully, Comi will be joining in soon. And if you did not get the news from last week's episode, or you just somehow skip past it, I don't know how you skip past it. But the reason why Tina Marie has not been on the podcast is that she is having a baby boy. Yay, Tina is having a baby boy. So that's why Tina hasn't been on the podcast. And, there's been some things that went along with that. And then with the whole coronavirus thing being much, much worse, I just let her, I decided, I told her, just take the time off, enjoy the time off. And she'll be returning to the podcast, soon, hopefully. So, once again, thank you all for listening. And for all my fans out there, for y'all who listening, thank you all for listening. But if you head over to habits365.com, it's a clothing website. And they have nice clothes. The cast from like All-American, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Floyd Mayweather, all these people have worn their products. And you can head over to that website right now, which is habit365.com. And for all orders over $40, you get free shipping. But if you use code Anthony4 and you spend more than $40, you will get the free shipping plus a discount. So head over to habits365.com. So on this episode, we're going to be talking relationships. And Comi is now joining us. Yay, Comi!
Oh, is it the next episode already? Okay.
Yeah, I started it already. What is on your head? I just noticed that. What is that?
It's a full cloth.
A full cloth? Wait, are you growing your hair out still, or?
Full.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're growing your hair out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a sight to see.
Oh yes.
So we were going to talk relationships on this podcast. So as we learned on on the last podcast, Comi is 5 months into his relationship. So how's that going?
Tough. It is. It's going tough, but we're walking things through, talking as much as we can. Just try to make it work overall.
I know, especially during the whole pandemic, it is tough on relationships, especially when you don't live together. I know that it's very tough. And I myself been doing a lot of fussing. What is that up there? I myself has been doing a lot of fussing during the whole thing, and I try not to do a lot of fussing, but I just fuss because I don't know. I guess it's frustrating at times, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but it's just frustrating. Like, you want to spend time, but at the same time, you can't really spend time together. But at the same time, you feel like you've been ignored by the other person because they find a way to spend time with other people during the pandemic, and they don't find time to spend time with you. I don't even know if that just made sense. But yeah. I don't know.
You did, yeah, because you're like this distance apart from each other. You're talking, but you just want to meet and have that time together and go out on dates, do things together, meet each other's family, and eventually walk towards settling down. Because with me, the whole idea, if I date someone, my end goal is to marry you eventually. That's why I would date somebody, especially if I really like them, like this one. When I was going through a dark space and such, and then he started talking to me, and then he pulled me out from that.
Okay.
That's not something a lot of people can do, and plus also, I honestly struggle opening up to anybody about anything, but with him I can just talk to him about anything, and if anything's on my mind or bothering me, I can talk to him, and it feels so okay.
I understand where you're coming from with that. See, so for me,
Yeah.
I don't. It's hard for me to express my feelings. I don't like to talk about my feelings a lot, and for me, as far as my relationship now, the there's the irritation coming from my partner from that aspect because I don't like to like I hold a lot of stuff in. I don't like to really talk about it because I feel like if you talk about it, it kind of makes you feel weak, and I don't like feeling weak. I don't like feeling vulnerable. But then I be feeling like at them times when I do want to be vulnerable, they're not there to be vulnerable with me. So it's like I hate it sometimes. I don't and I try like sometimes like okay sometimes I've been told I'm an asshole and sometimes I can be an asshole, but lately I have not been an asshole. I honestly lately have not been an asshole. So
Oh, that's good. You're keeping tamed. That's good.
yeah, I've been doing good. And it's just the fact that like then it's sometimes like when you like when there's something wrong within a relationship and it's bothering me
Uh-huh.
and I have a habit of not wanting to talk about it because I know it's gonna lead to an argument.
Yep.
So
Uh-huh.
I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. So I had finally mentioned some of the things that were bothering me and the first thing I got was, well, you don't do this and you don't do that and then you don't do this and then
Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
whoever sold you whatever that was, whoever sold you whatever last time is just getting in your head and now you just want to come to me with all this stuff. I was like, no, I have legit concerns. It was just the fact that when the person who talked to me about where we stand right now just was like no was noticing things like one of the things they said was that we don't look like we're a couple. We don't like we look more like fuck buddies. And
Oh yeah. I've been there before.
yeah,
Many times.
yeah,
I've been
and
there before.
I'm
Yeah.
like yeah, and that's how they said our relationship looked. And
Uh,
I'm like yeah. So then it was that whole situation. So then so it was like so basically I was like I was like I feel like I'm at a point where I'm trying to build something in life. Like I'm trying to create a business like this. I'm trying to create a brand. Like this whole podcast and me, it's a brand thing, and it's this whole brand that I'm trying to get to. And now I invest money in the stock market, so I have an end goal that I'm trying to reach. So basically, I was trying to have this conversation where it's like,
yeah.
well, hey, what is your plan right now? Because like you're nearly so like there's almost like I think it's like a 6 or 7 year age gap between us. So I'm trying to figure out like, hey, what is your plan, whatever, whatever. But then it turned into you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't ever want to be around my family. You think my family is ghetto and all this other kind of things. So I'm like, and this is like when I'm like, well, this is the reason why I don't talk to you about stuff, and this is the reason why I just keep stuff
Yeah.
in and we don't have these conversations.
Yeah. No, you see, the thing is like when it's like with me in relationship and stuff, and then if me and the guy have like a certain compromise that if I want to talk about something that's been bothering me and such, and then he has to come to terms where he can listen to me, but it's not like I'm talking too much about that topic. I'll talk about it to the point I want to get to, and then he just needs to give me his input and feedback. But now, with this one, that I'm okay, we'll just call him R. All right.
Mhm.
Um. So, like with R, is that the nice thing about him is that even if he's having like a really busy, hectic day at work,
Mhm.
he'll still check in on me and say like, are you okay? How are you doing today and such? Like, it's like he does those sweet things like have a nice day. He'll send me cute memes. Like one thing he does, right, which isn't a problem, but it gets me emotional, is that he sends me these cute pictures of these couples, and he's like, one day,
Oh, that is so cute.
don't send me because I want that to happen like tomorrow.
That is so cute. Oh, I miss those. See,
I
I
was
miss.
like, it's like the last time I've ever met somebody like this, I think was probably like maybe a good like six, maybe about like a 6, 7 years ago.
Mhm. Wow.
And then like within that like within those 6 years, after that, it's always been like just playmates or guys that are not serious or guys who just just don't
Mhm.
want to go for the whole long term thing, or it's like the ones who just like play with your feelings and emotions, and then you get the ones that are like all confusing and stuff about what they want and stuff, and then it's like if you want to date somebody for the right reason, do it. Don't date somebody for the wrong reason and just like mess them around, and then things don't work out, and there's like fights and arguments and such.
Right. It's like for us,
There's gotta be compromise always.
right, and for us, it's like, oh my god. See, I missed that part of the dating where you get like the little text messages and stuff like that. So I normally don't text that much when I'm at work. So I will always be the one who get the text messages. But when I do get the text messages, it's the same text message like every day, and it's so it's at the point now where it's so predictable where I know how the whole conversation is going to be, and then it's like that all the time. And for us, I think as of December we'll make 3 years. And I'm like, wow, I'm like we're really 3 years into this, and yet I still feel like I gotta have these conversations with you and all these other things, and it just makes it so difficult sometimes. I don't know if anybody else has those issues out there, but it just makes it so difficult. Like, you keep trying, but it's just like, it's a headache for me. And this my light is like, okay, that light is better, okay, because this thing is doing stunts and shows right now for me. But but there was this time where so we were talking about doing something, and we were supposed to go to the Dells, and this whole Dells trip was planned around my off weekend where I didn't have to go to work. And then when it came down to the trip, the person decided to go on the trip without me, even though I was off work that weekend. Somehow I got disinvited from the trip. And
oh my,
yeah, so that kind of made me upset. And then, so like a few weeks later, like I think it might be like 2 weeks later after that, I see on Facebook like, oh, I'm having a birthday dinner for my birthday. And this is my partner. I'm having a birthday dinner for my birthday, and okay, this is posted like at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. Mind you, I didn't even get an invite yet. I didn't know any. Like I found out about the birthday dinner on Facebook. Like I didn't get an invite or anything. So later on that day, I get a call or a text at like 5 o'clock saying, "Hey, you want to go to my birthday dinner?" I'm like, "No, I'm offended." And then had the nerves to tell me that I did not have any nerves to be offended. Like, no, I'm offended. Like, you wait until 2 hours before, because you talking about the birthday dinner was at 7. So you wait 2 hours before this birthday dinner to tell me about going to the birthday dinner. I'm like, no, I'm offended. I'm not going. And then, first of all, 2 hours is not enough time for me to get ready for something like that, because I have to shave and everything. Like, I haven't been at work, and I know your family is going to be there, which I have not met your family yet, really, except your mom. So I have to prepare for that. And 2 hours was not enough time for me to prepare for that. If you would have told me this earlier in the day, as soon as I got home, I would went got home and shaved and did the necessary stuff that I need to do to prepare for something like that. And yet there was you just didn't want to go anyways. You was trying to ruin my birthday, all that kind of stuff. So, and then you don't have no right to be offended. Like, I feel like I have the right to be offended by it.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm at just everything. I kind of, it's like everything is like, I don't know. So right now, it's like everything just irritates me right now at this point. I try to be cool about everything, but at the same time, like, I'm starting to get irritated by so much stuff right now. And then the whole pandemic thing, and then work, and then I'm like, and then it'd be like, oh, well, I invited, and it turned into, well, then I was like, then we had a conversation with, like, the other day. And I was like, it was like, oh, you don't never come around my family, da da da. I'm like, well, you haven't invited me to anything. Well, I do invite you to stuff. He was like, and it'll be like, oh, well, I invited you to something such and such. I'm like, well, when was it? I'm like, more than likely it's on my weekend of work. And like, when I have my weekend of work, I don't do stuff. Well, you could come after work. Like, what part of I get one day off, and I work 9 out of 10 days, and within that 9 days, I get one day off. Within those 10 days, I get one day off, and this is my permanent schedule. This is how it's like for every 2 weeks. This I get one day off in 10 days, besides when I'm off on the weekend, on my weekend off. So I'm like, I'm tired, and when I leave work, I don't want to leave and go and deal with people and have to come home and get dressed and change and then leave and have to go deal with people. I don't want to do all that. So if it was something that was on my weekend off, then yeah, I would show up. But you do stuff when when I'm at work. If it's during the week that I work, I'm not going to do it. So now I'm at the point now where I'll be like, well, I'll say I call it. Have you? Well, no, you still haven't seen Love Victor yet, haven't you?
What's that?
Have you seen Love Victor yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I want to, but I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list of
You
things to watch.
you nearly making me want to give you my Hulu password just for you can watch this show.
You can. I need to start watching and catching up on a lot of series and stuff. Like people told me to see it, but it's like I can't because I don't use Netflix. I don't use Hulu because I have to get a subscription.
I'm about ready to give you my Hulu information just so you can be able to log in and watch it.
Some series and movies that were recommended to me.
but like I don't know. It's at the point now where I feel like when I'm asking for stuff, or I feel like when it comes to me asking for something, I get the excuse queen. But then I feel like when I'm asked to do something, I'm constantly hounded until I actually do it, or I will actually just do it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I'm kind of having an issue with right now. And then this is something that we haven't even talked about. Like I haven't even mentioned this at all. So I don't know. It's like it's something I want to talk about, but at the same time, I feel like if I talk about it, it's gonna lead to an argument, and I don't feel like arguing.
Like in terms of it being like that, like if they ask you to do something and then they constantly ask you till it's done, like say for example, if it's like a date you guys are planning, and person's free on that day, what I do is I tell them, I'm going to this place, and this place. Mm-hmm. I have now given you option of where we can go out.
Right.
Because I'm going to be there already. If you want to, you can tag along with me, or we can arrange to do something later tonight at another place.
Right. Yeah,
and that's like once in a while. Other than that, I'm comfortable doing things at home, like play some gaming at home, or watch like some TV, or do like an at-home movie night or something. People don't do the things where you can just talk to each other. Like nowadays, like the dates and stuff, people are doing things like it's always dinners out, or it's always going to the movie cinema. Nobody does things like picnics anymore, going camping anymore, things like that. Things where you can like have that insane connection with like an unbreakable bond that you get over time. Nobody does that anymore. But Art wants that with me. This is what's blowing my mind. It's like, which like dimension did he come from?
Right.
And why did it only happen like during the beginning of pandemic? It's like,
yeah.
So many questions, but just like I'm happy that this person found me, and like we're walking and building it up stronger.
Right. I think, but for you, I think once this whole thing is over and you actually get to start spending time with each other, I think that it's gonna make that.
Over, he said,
it's gonna make that moment.
As soon as this thing's over, I'm coming to pick you up.
It's just like one of those. Wait, I'm getting okay. It's just one of those things. Wait, why am I getting? I have missed so much stuff. But it's just to me, I feel like
Notifications.
for you guys though, it's like when you guys are finally able to get that time together, it's going to make it so much more special, and you guys
Oh
going
yeah.
to appreciate each other so much better than when you guys
It's
are
like I told
together.
him that like the day we meet, it's gonna be one of those moments like like when a soldier goes to war for like a year or two and then they come back and everyone's like super emotional stuff. I told him that's how I'm going to be. I'm gonna bawl my eyes out when we meet for the first time. I'm not kidding. Like, I've been waiting for that moment to finally like just like meet this person who will give me that feeling
Right,
that I've been wanting that nobody else in the past has been able to give me. And
right,
like, he's like, no, it's okay, I'll keep a box of tissues with me on the day. I was like, you bitch, your t-shirt gonna be wet.
right. Um, right. I mean, I agree with that. I would see. I wish how that's how things were for me at the moment. It's like now I'm like, I don't know. It just feels like the magic is kind of gone right now for me,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to do to get that magic back or whatever. Like that special feeling. Like now it's at a point where I kind of don't care if we go a day without talking or I don't know. It's like if it just feel like something is missing, and I don't know what it is that's missing, but it just feel like something is missing, and I have yet
Yeah.
to figure out what it
Like
is.
that spark. It's that connection that, like as they say in Hotel Transylvania, it's the zing. And that made complete sense to me. I had to watch it like I think like 5 or 6 times. I had to watch Hotel Transylvania to figure out exactly what they meant by the zing, like the person zinged. And I was like, okay, I get it now.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like when you get that like special connection with them, like it's like say like if you example if you're choosing like a t-shirt that you like or something, you have to have that connection to it.
Right.
Like a puppy, you need to have that connection because this puppy is gonna be feisty and vicious, and eventually just like try to murder you when it's big enough. It's like no,
Right.
just no.
That is true. And then like I know one of the things that are affecting me is like I feel like when it comes to me, I get the lazy version, and then when it comes to other people, it's like you're that whole other high energy. You're up and you're going, and then when it comes to when you're around me, it's like I get this lazy version of you, and it's like it's been times like I think we went to Deerfield at one point, and it was like I don't know. It was like so like it was me and my brother and his partner, and then me and mine. So we rented like these rooms. They're like like a studio condo. Like it was like a studio apartment basically. So we each had our own like
Yeah,
studio apartment. So we were there, and it was like me and my brother was like, okay, well we want to go to explore. So it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. We get up, get dressed, want to go to explore, and then I get this oh, it's so early in the morning. Why y'all up so early? Like, I don't be up this early. And then I get the whining and then the complaining. And, it's like, I just get the lazy version. And I think that might be one of the
oh yeah,
things
no,
I feel like that's hurting, like, the relationship right now.
yeah, yeah.
You
Because
know,
that's the thing. It's like it can't just be one side. It has to like be work from both sides. It can never be one sided. That never works.
right.
And also
And,
that always crack and fail hopelessly because it's like you got to think of it as like it has to be complete mutualism. It works like
hmm
example is like Venom, like from the movie, the character. He needed a host, and the host needed him in order for both of them to survive. That's it. It works on like a symbiotic mutualism, pretty much.
right. And, and I feel like I'm pretty sure once this episode air, I'm gonna be getting a call or a text message talking about you could have just told me about this and da 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 da. I'm like, well, I tried, but this is easier for
Yeah.
me.
Mm,
This is
mm,
this is a lot more easier for me because like I said, there's no argument with this process for me,
exactly. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
crazy because it's like I don't post pictures of us on Facebook. Like there's none of that. So it's like not like people know exactly who you are unless you like I said like you one of those people who are really 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 close to me. Nobody knows exactly who you are. So I don't know why
That's
you're
the
so
thing.
embarrassed. Oh my.
That's our.
Oh
Yeah.
my. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Does the
Oh,
does
the
R has
first day he
friends?
sent me a selfie, I thought it was a catfish. The first day R sent me a selfie, I thought it was a catfish. And then we did do a video call where we spoke and then did the whole like, like send each other voice notes and such and then like, just like talk about days and like and how everything goes and stuff. I'm like, okay, passed all the tests. It's not a catfish, it's a legit person.
Wait, do you guys live in the same city or?
Same city, he stays about 45 minutes from where I stay.
Okay. Oh, at least it's the same city. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
thinking when you talk about it's like
so not that far.
some people be dating people that's like in 4 other countries away. So I was just like, I'm like maybe.
Yeah, I think I've been in like three of those situations. I've been in three of those situations.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Does R have any friends? Because I might have to pull out my old hoish ways. Is if R. I mean, I might my drop it like it's lukewarm might have to go back to drop it like it's hot. It's gonna have to go back to drop it like it's hot if R got some friends. I'm just saying.
I mean, after we meet, I'll definitely ask, like, after we meet. Definitely I will. For you, I will.
I mean, I'm pretty sure when y'all meet, you're gonna be dropping it like it's hot instead of lukewarm. I'm just.
I'll be dropping it like the floor is lava.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. That's a first to be dropping like the floor is lava. That's a first right there. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to use that one. See, this is why oh wait, Alexa's always in my bedroom. I could say Alexa do a note to self. I forgot. But yeah, I don't like. Well, anyways, I got a little off topic, but I'm still trying to figure out the whole relationship thing, and I'm trying to make it work, and I want to make it work, and I just feel like from the other end, it's just that I just want not less than a lazy version, basically. And
Yeah.
then like one of the excuses I got were I got home, and I'm all messed up, and my body be hurting me. I had all these surgeries, and da 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 da, and my body hurt, and da da da. I'm like,
That
okay.
is subtle from like half the excuses I used to get. Let me tell you, that is subtle. That is subtle from the type of excuses I used to get.
Oh well, uh, I don't know because I just feel like over time I have gotten so many excuses at the point now where I'm just so over the excuses for why
Yeah.
things isn't happening or why you didn't do something or why is it that or like I was like I think we had talked about like oh there's this place like in Deerfield up in Green Bay that we can go to and we should go whatever and I was going to reserve it but I was like it was like 200 or some dollars. I'm like, I'm not really willing to charge that right now. So,
For the weekend, right?
huh?
It's $200 for the weekend, not for a day, right?
It's for 2 nights. It's 200. It was like $235 for 2 nights. What? Why are you making that face? What is going on
That's a bit much.
for two
That's a
nights?
bit
Two.
much.
I mean, because like,
For 2 nights, that's a bit much.
cause it's like it's set up like a studio apartment, so we have like it has like a full kitchen and everything in there. So like if it'd
Oh,
be that
okay,
time where we
that's
can
fine.
go and we really and consider everything is shut down, there's not really much we can do. So it'd be like the place where we can go and
Uh-huh.
just be like with each other the whole entire time. We don't really have to leave because we can bring our own food and cook and everything.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it's like yeah one of
then
those type of
fine.
situations yeah. So I thought that'd be something we good, but
You should
then
have started with that first and then said how much it costs.
oh oh my god.
So like thinking like you're going somewhere like $200 for 2 days. What does it come with for that amount?
Oh my god. I forget how cheap you are sometimes. I forget that you might be cheaper than
I
me.
told you I'm a discount shopper.
I
I am a discount shopper. I told you that.
I've forgotten that you're cheaper than me.
Man.
Oh, I never thought I'd meet somebody that's cheaper than me. But yeah, all that's but then it's I think it's like almost like an hour and a half, almost a 2 hour drive away. And the only thing part about it is I would have to do all the driving, which I
Okay,
wouldn't be
yeah.
happy. Yeah, which I wouldn't. I don't. Not too happy about having to do the driving. And but uh, we just gonna say D is a terrible driver. So yeah. So anyways, I was planning this whole thing, and then I was like, so I called D and got no answer, and then I didn't get a text or a call back until the next day, which is probably about 12 o'clock the next day when I finally got a text or whatever. I'm like, but you're on Facebook all night long. You're on Facebook all morning, and then I don't hear from you until like 1 o'clock now. But whatever. So I got home that day, and I'm like, well, if you would have answered your phone while you're complaining about how we don't do anything, if you would have answered your phone, you would have known that I was trying to plan something, but you decided not to answer your phone because you're asleep because you worked or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. At this point,
Yeah. Okay, just now.
okay, just now. What? That phrase doesn't even make sense.
Like my dad asked me to feed the dog. No, my dad just asked me to feed the dog. I said, okay, just now.
Oh, I'm like, what?
I don't live alone. I live with my family.
I mean, with the way the world's going now, we're gonna start to have 25 people living in a house together to be able to survive around here.
Gosh, that would be hectic. 25 people in one house. Imagine.
No privacy, none whatsoever.
Gosh, none whatsoever. Like, you'd have to share like a room with like four people.
Exactly, and it's crazy because I think here I'm trying to think. I think for a full like a one family house here, it depending on depending on the neighborhood. So if you're in the ghetto, you might be able to find one for like 900. But if you want like a nice area, some people are charging between $1,200 to $1,700 a month for a single family house. And then,
I mean, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but if
It's
you,
decent. It's
it's
not
not
bad.
right. It's decent if you have if it's like a two parent home, but if you're like a single person with like four kids making like $10, $11 an hour, there's no way that a person like that can afford that. And
Yeah, yeah.
and then like even 2 bedroom apartments now, like you rarely find a 3 bedroom apartment, but like a 2 bedroom apartment is damn near $1,000. And like if you want to live downtown, is you paying like $2,000? I'm like, this isn't Chicago. Like there's not even jobs in this city that pay people enough to afford them kind of places, unless you have like a doctorate degree or something like that at this point, or like I say, it's multiple
Yeah,
people living
yeah.
in it's multiple people living there, and it's crazy how they think people still can survive off of 7.25 an hour, and it's crazy because even though I work in a hospital and I make a nice change over minimum wage, I'm like, but ground beef alone costs more than I make an hour. Like ground beef is yeah. Like I can't even go buy a pound. It takes me 2 hours at work to buy a pound of ground beef.
I swear you were obsessed with ground beef.
So, since the cost of brown ground beef has gone up that high, guess what? I have not bought ground beef since the price has gone up that high. I
Oh
have,
my goodness.
and like I said, it's crazy. I don't know. But yeah, back to like I said, I don't know. I just feel like things would be better within the relationship. I feel like you said, if it was just both ways, and I don't know. Like I said, I try not to be. I'm trying not to be more fussy. I try to be more understanding. I try to listen. It's been times where I've been told like, "Oh, you just don't care." I'll say something to you, and you just don't care about what I'm saying. You be like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, you say that you heard a lot. Like, what do you expect me to do? Like, you over there, I'm over here. What do you want me to do? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm like, well, you could just ask me like, what's wrong? Okay, you want me to ask what's wrong, and then what? Like, I don't know what it is that you want. I like.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know. I just
Like,
don't get it. That's why I don't.
it's like, like some people just don't make up their mind. Like, what do you want out of, like, the relationship? Like, what do you mostly want out of the relationship? Do you want somebody to, like, care about you? Do you want, like, commitment? What do you actually want? You can't just go in not knowing what you want and then just expect everything.
Right.
You know,
And it's
like, it's a I wouldn't say give and take. It's more of like work together on it. You know.
I mean, even with the whole give and take thing, I feel like from my end, it's more that I'm giving more than I'm taking. It's like the give and take.
Yeah.
The give and take isn't equal. It's one of the things. It's
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of the things. Oh my god, it's getting dark there. Yeah, are you finally getting sleepy? Because I know you don't sleep.
Oh, my eyes itching.
Oh, Ray, say like because I know that you don't sleep. So.
It's only 5:49 this time.
Oh, it's
Wait, you keep the light on. Hold on.
okay. So let me pause this for a quick second. Okay, I had to pause it for a quick second. Okay, we're back. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, that's all I was like, well, maybe if I just have this conversation on the podcast with somebody and talk about it, and maybe they would have like some opinions or ideas or things like I should do. But like one of the things I had mentioned was like, well, like I kept on saying, like, like, what's your plan? Like, you're almost 40, so like, what's your plan? And the response that I got made me think like, is this something that I really should keep going with? Like my whole like my plan was like I'm not even 30 yet, but my whole plan was like like I'm trying to invest in the stock market to make some money and when I'm done paying off my car, I want to go buy a condo or a house or something like that. And my whole thing is at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I want to be able to live comfortable. Like I want to be comfortable, and that's what I'm working towards. And the response that I got was like, "That's it." Like I want to have a career. Like
Well,
this this podcast is going to be my career. Like I want to have a career, and this is what the podcast is going to be. And I'm just like I
yeah.
was just so blown away by the response. So I don't know. And then it's crazy because and then when what was that yesterday? I think yesterday when we were talking yesterday, it was like, oh, where are you getting? So whatever you just try to say,
Yeah.
just say it. So in D mind, I think D thought that I was trying to break up. And it's crazy because I'm like, you're not even going.
Oh,
And I say,
wow.
and I'm like, the thing that made me feel like I guess kind of offended or heartbroken or whatever is like the fact that like even if I was, you wasn't even going to try to fight for it. You were just
Yeah.
willing to just like let it go. So that made me think like, it kind of had me think like, is the are these really true feelings or is this something that you really want? Do you really want to be with me? And it made me question a whole lot of things. And I try not to question stuff because I know when I question stuff and I overthink stuff, it kind of end up being bad. So I'll try not to do that. But it took me to that point. So I don't know. I hate thinking. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do at this point. I feel like it shouldn't be this
You
stressful.
could try, right? It's like, I don't know why my eye is itching so much. My goodness.
Because you're getting old.
Okay. Like,
Oh crap! You heard that? I thought I whispered.
no. Okay. Oh my gosh. Now, like, one thing you could do, right, is like, like, I don't know if you ever done that at school, like, where you have, like, a topic and then, like, table that says, like, pro and con. Like,
Oh yeah.
how would you work with it? But this would probably be, like, give and take if you have to do it, like, on a table thing. It's like, this is what you've done and this is what you've gotten back, or vice versa. also. Like even like with the mind map, it's like you, this person have done this and this together. The things you want, that the things this person wants. Try and find the equilibrium for it.
Right.
I don't know if that'll help. I've done it a few times and it works.
I'm gonna have to. Oh, you got a lot of feedback on your end. It was like a whistling noise on your side. Okay, you're clear. Okay, I can't. Okay, it's better. I mean, yeah, I think that's something I might have to sit down and do. Like I say probably by the time this episode airs and D hears this episode, that decision probably would be made probably by D anyway. At that point, so so yeah, I don't know. So I guess I'll wrap up this episode. I want to say thank you again to our special guest host, Comi Geko, which you can find him on. Oh my God, why do I always keep messing this up? TikTok and Instagram as Comi Geko. And you can also follow him on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. He has very interesting videos. Have you been doing videos lately?
I have. I need to edit and upload. I'm behind.
Oh Lord,
I'm 12 videos behind on my YouTube.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And here I thought my 2-week vacation.
Those videos are my TikTok videos.
And I thought my 2-week vacation from the podcast was being behind. Oh, shame on you.
No, my YouTube is behind.
Just shame
like,
on you.
Because the thing is like I want to start on one thing and then I'll get an idea and then if I don't do something toward that idea, like even just jot it down, I'll forget about it. It's like I'm currently working on this like RPG game that's inspired by South Africa, like completely South African.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no South African RPG game out there, so I'm busy working on that at the moment as well. So that's something. It's like a small project I'm doing.
I see.
But I'll say this: it is hilarious.
And
it is very hilarious.
Well, when you do upload them, make sure you tag me in them.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, make sure you tag me in them, and then maybe if you better do your editing if your boo wasn't distracting you all the time. we know how you young folks like to do sexting and all that stuff, so I'm just saying. Right, we're gonna call them memes now. Okay, we can call them memes now. Okay.
Maybe a video or two, but yeah, we'll discuss that.
Oh my God! So thank you all for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and make sure you tune in next episode. Have a good one.